It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship, Sir John, and I thank the honourable member for Gainsborough for securing this important debate. Last month I was with the Father of the House, as he says, as part of a cross-party group of MPs who visited the occupied West Bank and Israel. While in southern Israel, we also had the chance to look towards Gaza from a distance. We stood up high on a viewing platform that looked towards the Mediterranean, and through a telescope and a close-up on my honourable friend's iPhone, what emerged was the stark image of bombed-out buildings and smashed streets of a war-torn city. It was truly a vision of hell. Just this week, Israel has suspended aid deliveries to Gaza, a move that's all the more devastating during the holy month of Ramadan, where food has particular significance. And the latest blockade confirms that the Netanyahu government sees humanitarian aid as a bargaining chip, as a callous tactic of political leverage. It lays bare that this Israeli government does not see aid as its legal duty to help the most vulnerable in a conflict zone. On our trip, we also visited the site of the Nova Music Festival, a very, very moving site indeed, where nearly 800 young Israelis had been murdered on that horrific night of October the 7th. We also met Yotam Cohen, brother of Nimrod Cohen, who's been taken hostage by Hamas and still remains with Hamas. His cold anger at the Netanyahu government was really, really palpable to everyone who met him, because he felt that this government could have freed his brother, along with all the hostages, much, much sooner, many, many months ago. But while the tens of thousands of deaths in Gaza rightly deserve our attention, what became clear, as the Father of the House has just said, is that on our trip to West Bank, we became very, very conscious of the fact that a future Palestinian state is being slowly suffocated by Israeli settlements, by extremist settlers enabled and protected by the Israeli police and the armed forces. But as a Labour and cooperative MP for Rochdale, what heartened me was how the cooperative movement has deep roots both in the Israeli kibbutzim movement but also in the Palestinian economy. So in Ramallah, I met the General Union of Palestinian Cooperatives, who shared with me video footage of how, miraculously, amid the rubble of Gaza, the agricultural co-op is now growing seedlings for strawberries, for peppers and aubergines, and trying to rebuild an income for all those who have been devastated by the war. These are literally green shoots of hope amid all the darkness and the despair. And our trip, organised by Yakad, a British Jewish group which campaigns for political resolution to this conflict, allowed us to see the trauma on all sides and talk to many Palestinians and Israeli peace builders who believe there is still hope. We met Ronnie Kaidar, a resident of Netiv Hazara in southern Israel, as my honourable friend has said, who had to hide in her house as Hamas fighters murdered 20 people in her village. But when we asked her for a message to the British people about the state of Israelis and Palestinians' relations, this is what Ronnie said. Tell them there are many people like me who do think there is room for both of us. If we keep saying it's either us or them, eventually there'll be neither us nor them. And throughout our visit, the resilience of the Palestinian people was evident. Arab Barghouti, son of the jailed Palestinian politician Marwan Barghouti, told us his people's very existence is itself an act of resilience and of resistance. Mohammed Mustafa, the Palestinian Prime Minister, perhaps put it best when he told us, being hopeless is not a privilege we Palestinians can have. So it's our job here in the UK and in this Parliament to make sure we do everything we can, locally and nationally, to fuel that hope with practical hope and action and diplomacy. Thank you.